Good afternoon, guys. My name is Alena Shautsova. I'm an immigration attorney from New York. In this video, I will talk to you about what happens on your first court date, master hearing, and how you can respond to the charges contained against you in notice to appear. This is video for those who are representing themselves or at least would like to know what's happening during your first court date. Thank you very much for watching. Do not forget to like, share this video, subscribe to my channel if this is your first time here, and let's start. So you received a notice to come to court. Now we need to determine why it happened. Is it because the government is trying to take away status that you have? Usually it happens to those who have lawful permanent residence status, maybe sometimes conditional. Or is it because you don't have status? Let's say you came to the United States through CBP-1 app, parole, or you overstayed your status. So whatever is the case, you got this notice. And in that notice, there are charges against you. Charges, sentences, accusations, such as, for example, you are not a citizen or national of the United States. Usually it's number one. Then it says you are a citizen or national of country XYZ. You entered the United States on such and such date at such and such time in status, or unknown date and time, you don't have status. Then goes something such as your period of authorized stay expired, or there is a charge saying that you're removable because you don't have a status, so on and so forth. So typically, this is going to be the charges, and you need to answer. How are you going to be answering? Usually, you're going to concede the ones that are true, meaning that you're going to agree with the ones that you cannot beat. For example, you are not a citizen of the United States or national, unless, of course, you have grounds to believe that you are. Maybe you were brought here as a child, and then it's a whole different story. But typically, we are taking an average person who crossed the border, maybe came to the United States with a CBP-1 app application. You are going to agree that you're not a citizen or national, you are a citizen of XYZ country. This is how you came in. But you're going to later refuse to designate a country of removal if you are planning on filing for asylum. It's very important. So you say usually something like this: I concede charges 1 to 4, refuse to designate country of removal, and request asylum, withholding of removal, and relief on the Convention Against Torture. Relief. This is how usually a person who's asking asylum in court is going to respond to those charges. But maybe your situation is different. Maybe in addition to asylum, you can ask for adjustment of status in certain situations, maybe cancellation of removal, maybe U visa, and you're asking for more time because U visa, only USCIS has jurisdiction for that. Or maybe you're going to be asking for some sort of a waiver. But these are your answers. And this is why it's so very important to know that's what's happening at the master hearing. You will be responding to those charges. You're going to be giving a judge plan as to how you're going to be defending yourself. Can it change later? Well, sure, but usually only if some new circumstances came about that did not exist at the time when you initially answered the notice. Because technically the judge may say, listen, you waived those applications that were available to you previously, but you chose for some reason not to pursue. Let's say you think, well, I have an opportunity to adjust my status, but I'm not sure about my relationship. So I'm not going to talk about that. I'm only going to say that I'm going to be filing for asylum. Well, you see, I cannot guarantee you that later, if you change your mind, the judge is not going to, tell you that, oh, wait a second, your I-130 was already approved at the time when you first appeared in court, and why is it that you never mentioned it? So this is something that's happening during the master hearing. Always at the master hearing, the court is going to also verify your address, where you actually live, and will direct you to file EOIR 33 if you are moving. And perhaps there will be some other minor issues to discuss depending on the case. But this is all that's happening. Master court hearings are usually, when they were live, they would be packed. All people for this day will be present at the time when the judge is discussing these little details with you and your lawyer. Individual hearings are different. Individual hearings, we're going to save those for a special separate video because individual hearings are usually private unless you are allowing somebody to be present at that hearing. But usually they are confidential. So that's all that happens at the master hearing. You're not going to be deported on your first day in court. You are not going to be, of course, unless you don't show up, then you will be. But usually you will not be. And your case will move on basically to the next stage. Sometimes when you come in without a lawyer, the judge is going to say, hey, listen, I'm going to give you more time to find counsel. And they will transfer the case for like 1 to 3 months to give you more time. If you insist on representing yourself, then here we go. You're expected to know what you need to do. Well, thank you very much for watching. I hope you find this video helpful. If so, like, share it, and I hope to see you soon.